Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us tmosso@the1916company.com. For purchase and pricing, or even just to inquire, email tmosso@the1916company.com. Today, we discuss a special edition from 2019, a collaboration between Omega and top golfer Rory Mcilroy. This is the Omega Speedmaster 57 Rory Mcilroy Special Edition, a watch in yellow gold, the boldest and oldest of golds, that features a few subtle nods to the titular personality, but it also succeeds on its own merits, so you don't have to be into golf to love this watch. 41.5 millimeters in diameter, 16.1 millimeters thick. From lug tip to lug tip, just the case, 50 millimeters. If we include the end links of the bracelet, then the total distance across the wrist is a broader 54.2 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. On my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, it's quite large. I'd actually say that on the bracelet, you want to wear it on a wrist my size or larger. So 16 centimeters circumference and up. You can see it fits, but these end links do project out. I'd say if you want to wear it on a smaller wrist than mine, buy it on the bracelet, but wear it on a strap. So I say on the bracelet, 16 centimeters circumference and up. There's your cuff shot, there's over the top, distance, and then finally down the barrel, which is always the definitive shot. The bracelet is substantial. Now you can see all yellow gold, and then centers are polished, outers are satinated, and we have a lot of removable links fixed by screws. You can also see on each side intermediate sized links in case you find yourself in between sizes. You can use those intermediates to fine tune. Now it's a sequential close, double deployant with twin trigger release. You have to press both of these triggers to open it. Taking a quick look here, you can see combination of polish and satin even on the clasp and bracelet assembly. And then we have some features like ceramic spring-loaded pin snaps, so over time the gold can't wear down those pin snaps, so the tolerances will remain snappy over time. Thoughtful of them. It is very, very heavy. If you're of the school of thought that a luxury watch should feel massive, this is your timepiece. We have the Speedmaster 57 case design. Now, this came out in 2013. It's a nod to the original 1957 Speedmaster, which was the first year of the Speedmaster. This is not a retro watch like some of the CK2915 or 2998 pieces. This is more of a modern watch with a few nods to antiquity. So we have these relatively simple lug profiles, no lyre style lugs, they're squared off on their ends, no crown guards or guards for the pusher, pump style pushers. We've got alpha style hands on the dial and a twin register design. But if you look carefully, you can see it's actually a triple register chrono because the chrono hour and minute hand are superimposed on one register at 3 o'clock. We've got a dramatically domed and boxed sapphire that's designed to look like a vintage plexiglass, and then a tachymeter scale, also in gold, that you can use with the chronograph to, for example, gauge the speed of a race car over a kilometer. That's the classic example. The dial is gold PVD, which is a rich look, and then we have applied gold indices and Omega logo with gold hands, and the alpha style being that vintage style. We have a blackened track dropped outboard where you can read the minutes, chronoseconds, and chronofractions of seconds. And then we have these little, I would call them almost like starfish-like designs that echo the spikes on Rory Mcilroy's golf cleats. So if you were to see those spikes, you'd know exactly where that design comes from. Let's do a quick loom shot here. You can see no real shortage of loom. You can even read, if you look carefully, the two superimposed chrono registers as the hours and the minutes are loomed. Now, a couple of setting modes here. We've got one where you can move the hour hand independently. Note, chrono's still running. Running seconds still running. Minute hand, not displaced. I can use this function to jump time zones back and forth. Look at the date wheel. I can even jump forward or backwards across the international date line back and forth. Now, if I pull the crown out all the way, I activate hacking seconds, so now I can set the watch, if I wish, to a reference time. We have a combination of a vertical clutch, which means very smooth engagement, no jump, no stagger, no extraneous movement, unlike a lateral clutch. Also allows you to run the chrono continuously if you wish, with no additional hazard, wear, or tear to the movement. And then you can't see the vertical clutch, but you can see the column wheel that is the function selector, and you can see it through a skeletonization in the bridge above. It makes for a very crisp feeling and sounding watch. Now, the watch is 100 meters water resistant, which is more than a moon watch. A moon watch is 50. This is 100. You can swim with this without concern. Now, this is otherwise caliber 9300, a coaxial chronograph, but it's 9301 because that's a special version that has a solid gold rotor rather than tungsten and a solid 18-karat rose gold balance bridge, so it's a little bit richer. 54 joules. It has 2 mainspring barrels, giving an automatic winding 60 hours of power reserve. We do have ceramic bearings for more efficient winding. Coaxial escapement, as envisioned by George Daniels, using sort of tangential friction rather than sliding. So a Swiss lever uses sliding. This uses tangential. Less friction means better chronometry. It means longer power reserve and reduced maintenance requirements. It has an anti-magnetic escapement, balance staff, and silicone hairspring, making it effectively amagnetic. And the 2 mainspring barrels give it a very flat torque plateau, so really only at the extremes of its power reserve does it do anything other than maintain a very constant, consistent amplitude. It is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. It is adjusted in 5 positions, which you can see through the rotor right there. And it has a full balance bridge with a free-sprung balance design to make it very shock tolerant as well. You can see spiral-style arabesque Côte de Genève blackened as well as polished screws, and machined but handsome bevels, nicely applied with engine turning on the base plate. And it has a quirky beat rate of 25,200 vibrations per hour, which is what Omega uses and most Swatch Group brands use for silicone hairsprings. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.